Hi, Mr. Lake. I'm here to talk to you about the Module 3 discussion-based assessment, where we have the bullet points, the questions we'll go over, and I'll explain them to you and show you which I know. So let's get into it. What was significant about the colonist victory at Saratoga? That was probably one of the biggest victories for us because we really needed it. General Washington really needed that victory because they were thinking about replacing him. So him having that win, really just helped out. And also, with it being a victory already, that's already a huge plus. It helped us persuade France to give us militia assistance, military assistance. That includes ammo, soldiers, a navy, actually, all that stuff. That kind of helped persuade them, notice that we were fighting for independence, and they decided to openly come and support us and help us out with that. So yeah, I think that was definitely a very important win for us. Second question is, what were the reasons for Britain's defeat at Yorktown? Britain as well had started to struggle at that time, financially mostly. They were having financial troubles, lacking the resources they needed to raise a new army. So they just didn't have that world-class army that they used to. They just, when it comes to money and resources, they were hurt. So they had to use that old army, and they just couldn't get it done. Cornwallis was leading that, and he did indeed surrender, which actually ended the Revolutionary War. And then 2 years later, they signed the Peace Treaty of Paris. So yeah, that was definitely another big win. Next question is, what challenges did the Continental Army face at Valley Forge? At Valley Forge, we lacked basically every resource that we need. There were literally shortages in anything from food, clothing, medicine, ammo. There was disease. Everyone was cold. They didn't have any more warm clothes. Their clothes were all worn down. Everyone was getting sick and dying. There was exposure because it got really cold there, and that's how it was. It was miserable there the entire time they were staying at Valley Forge. So yeah, plus while that was happening, the Brits were sitting there warming themselves in colonial homes. So yeah, it was definitely a really hard time, but it was also a big turning point when it came to us getting prepared and us learning discipline and us training for the war. So I guess you could say it was there was some good to it. Next question is, how did the Revolutionary War impact America's economy and citizens? One of the consequences we suffered was we lost I can't say any words right now. Mercantilism. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. It's like 4 a.m. But anyways, it did open up a lot of new opportunities for us, such as new markets, new trade relationships. With us winning, it also opened westward territories for expansion, invasion, and settlement as well. So yeah, it was so I guess short term it did hurt us a little bit economically, but long term I think it definitely helped us out. And final question is, what did you find most intriguing about the Revolutionary War in your studies? It really changed, I think, how America perceived everything. It set in motion much bigger changes in America. But yeah, we kind of saw everything through a whole point of view, kind of like what was I gonna say? We started to question slavery. We started to kind of get rid of the other forms of dependence, such as indentured servants and such. And it also really inspired us to kind of reconstruct our society in more of a Republican way. So that's kind of what I learned. It's just such an interesting thing that such an underdog, can come and beat that. Because we shouldn't have won that war, but I mean, our army just had no give up in them. They were... Cotton, what are you doing? Sorry, my dog is sniffing at the door. What? Anyway, sorry. But yeah, that definitely was a big part of it, I think. But yep, that's all the questions. Thank you.